VfxBro here with a visual effects breakdown of the Safety Scholar video. Links in the description. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, go ahead and check it out. So go ahead and check that out. A lot of you have been asking how long it takes to do visual effects on any given video, and it really varies, but something that's kind of sped up my time a lot lately is this new Wacom Intuos4 tablet. And I just got it. It's great. It makes rotoscoping and a lot of the visual effects tasks a lot easier and quicker. I also just started interning at a visual effects house, and literally everyone there uses one of these. So if you get a chance, go and check them out. If you're really into visual effects, I would go ahead and go out and buy one because it just makes everything a lot faster and a lot easier. So let's go ahead and get right into this overview. We're going to be going over some of the visual effects shot in the Safety Scholars video. The feel that we had for the entire commercial was kind of this I Am Legend thing where we had the VfxBro as the only person left in the world. So we had a lot of cleaning up, visual effects, digital environment replacement to take care of. So I'm going to be showing you how I did that. This is my my first crack at matte painting, so it was definitely an experience. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the first shot, which is the Times Square shot. So what we did basically is we took this original still image, just a standard photograph of Times Square. Luckily there wasn't a whole lot of people in it, but as you can see there were some people. So we went ahead and removed all the people in After Effects with the paint cloning tool. So pretty simple stuff. You can see a tutorial on that on my skyscraper tutorial. But basically we're just cloning areas and covering up portions of the frame that have people in them. So after doing that, I wanted to point out, not only did we remove the people, but we also removed signs of life, which might include electricity. So illuminated signs were removed to make it look as though all the power was out as well. Obviously this is a lot easier to do during the day than at night when you have more lights on and they're a lot more visible. Next we proceeded to add a grunge and plant textures. So basically we just took a standard still image grunge plates. Some of these I got from videocopilot.net. A lot of them you can just grab from Google Images, but basically we just masked those onto different buildings. We took some cracked glass and then we just overlaid them onto our original image, and that gave us sort of a more deserted feel and made it look as though Times Square had been deserted for quite some time. After that, what we did is we actually went out and got some green screen footage of some plants, or blue screened actually, since obviously the plants are green. So we got some blue screen footage of some plants. That way we get some actual movement so that we can kind of fake the illusion that this Times Square is actually a video and not just a still image. So we get shots of plants, not a whole lot of movement, but just a little movement to kind of sell the shot. And after we blue screen that out, we add that into the bottom, change the levels, add a little blur, and move those in. And then finally we have the blue screen shot of myself walking in Times Square. We shot this outside. It's a lot easier to get realistic lighting when you shoot something outside, and also have the talent interact with real objects. So that's why we shot the blue screen out in a field where I was actually interacting with this grass, so that when I move forward it looks as though I'm actually interacting with the environment. Then lastly we added a little bit of fog for the background and placed it in there. Finally we move into Cinema 4D and we make a 3D model of Times Square. Very simple, doesn't have to be too complicated. Just a lot of boxes to emulate the shape of the buildings, and we go ahead and use a projection map. Projection Man is the portion of Cinema 4D that I use for this part, and we do some camera mapping, which basically means is we project the original still image onto the 3D objects that we've made in Cinema 4D, and then we go ahead and add a nice camera move to our shot so that we see the perspective change. It makes it look as though we have a nice jib up shot, and then we bring that back into After Effects, composite everything back in, and there we have the completed shot. So that is the breakdown of the Times Square scene. The next shot we're going to be going over is the first shot in the video, which was actually taken in LA, and it was real video. What we did was we motion tracked it. There wasn't a whole lot of people in the shot, but there were a few cars and people walking in the far distance. So after motion tracking it, we also used After Effects to make a plate where the people were removed, and then we track that plate into the shot, and then we just add some textures onto the train, some grunge onto the ground, a few cracks, and that's how we got the first shot. The next shot we have is the shot of me in the train station, and again, very simple. We had me get into a car with a blue screen in the background, and then we found a photo online that had a similar angle, as well as lighting. Obviously, we want to make sure that it's cloudy in the picture so that it matches the cloudiness in our original shot. And then we just placed me in that shot, added some grunge onto the ground, onto the walls, and some plants as well. And then finally, we're going to move to the last shot. Now, this shot actually took several days to finish. I actually shot this in Las Vegas, so I got stuff from all over the country. But basically, what we did for this shot is there was a whole lot of traffic, and I went through and made this into a still image by finding parts of the video where the cars were not covering the street. So very time consuming, but basically we got rid of all this traffic, all of the pedestrians walking on the side of the street, and made this into a single still image, with the exception of the palm trees you see moving on the bottom left. The nice sway of the palm trees really made the shot feel as though it was video and not a still image. So we have those palm trees moving, and then everything else is a still image. We add some noise. Obviously, when you're shooting something on video, the pixels never remain exactly consistent. So there's always a little bit of changing in pixels. And so we want to add that to our still images to kind of give it that video look. And we add that noise in. We have the palm trees, so it feels kind of like a video. And then what we did is we just masked around a shot of a car that actually drove through. So the car was really there. That's why the lighting is incredibly consistent with the environment. And as that car drives through, we mask around it, and then we actually ramp up the speed. There was a lot of traffic, so the cars weren't moving too fast. But after we have that car soloed out, we mask around it and speed it up so it looks like it's driving through this deserted intersection at a very high speed. And then we do the same for the other car, and once they crash, we just black it out. So that's how we got the final shot in the video. Obviously, sound effects play a huge role in this as well. I'm not really into sound. I don't do it that often. One of the reasons I really enjoy music videos, but I definitely had a good time adding sound to this video as well. So yeah, this has been the VFX breakdown. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'd love to see your guys's tries at doing matte painting as well. So go ahead and go out and give it a try, and post them as video response to this video, and I will be accepting all video responses. This has been VfxBro with a Safety Scholars VFX breakdown in the Safety Scholars video.